Hello and welcome to All Talk No Dice, the worst excuse for a D&D show you can find online. From last we left off, the companions of fate found themselves overwhelmed by a strange ambush within Weirdsworld, one of the neighbouring villages to the main city and destination of Girolf. Just after one fight had ended, goblins began to swarm both groups of the party in separate hovels, attacking you with poisonous darts and appearing out of thin air to stab and slash at you. Following a short chat with a very unique goblin by the newly given name of Dan the Terrifying, Gerald went on a warpath and made his way through the disused home and kept on slashing down goblin after goblin, before finding Braum incapacitated on the bed and slowly slipping away. You then hurried around the room to try and find some form of antidote, and through a very negative reaction to one vial, you were able to charm Dan and convince him to feed your dwarvish ally the antidote just before his soul began to leave his form. Meanwhile, Ralof and Tara stormed a house across the village, finding similar invisible goblins lurking out of the shadows and meeting a very quick end. You then heard screams upstairs and sprinting up, reducing and kicking a door panel straight into the hostage's head, quickly saving the hostage until Tara, you felt a stabbing burn in your stomach only to find the hostage's hand clutching a dagger lodged into your gut. Ralof quickly bashed them with the side of his halberd before running down and heading to the other house to make sure Pop Pop was okay. Tara then found two mysterious bodies and a pair of severed legs under the bed, only to be ambushed and surprised by both bodies as they sat up and stabbed at you, causing you to find that rage again and shape change into a giant constrictor snake, biting and crushing the girl's head and constricting the man until his head popped off. And as tensions were lowered after the fight, Ralof and Tara found Gerald and Braum speaking with Dan the Terrifying over a pot of tea, Braum being the only one to drink a cup or two. Theron and Pop Pop decided to go sort out the mess in the house Tara had come from, all the while being teased and fucked around with by this very confident and relaxed goblin mastermind. After a few more words were uttered, and Dan mentioned your issues with Geralt and your revenge against Pike, Gerald pointed out that no one had said that name, and you began to hear the voice of Dan change slightly, and his form begin to fade and morph. In only a few moments, Gerald, Ralof and Tara found yourselves sitting across from the Corpora himself, Midollar Pike. He then excused himself after some menacing pleasantries, and vanished into thin air, leaving you all in a state of mixed emotions. However, what was more concerning was Braum's lack of ability to utter anything past a small set of words, leaving Braum in an upsetting and confused trance or curse. Now, just as the emotions whirl around in your heads, Tara and Gerald both decide to go inform Theron, but just as you get to the other house, a weird field of time reversal begins to whir over your heads, affecting the birds and the ground, before you find Theron on his knees with his back curling up with a gargled scream as a massive shockwave rattled against all of you, leaving Theron exhausted and covered in new arcane and runic tattoos all across his hands, palms, face and neck. And just as the ripple fades away with a large boom, and Theron gently just collapses to the ground, with your vision fading in and out, and you apologising once to Gerald and Tara, and you look out and up to the ceiling above you and your two allies looking down over you through now fully spiderwebbed glasses. This is where we pick it up. So, as all of you felt that ripple, that push to push you into the ground, to push you back, and your mind's kind of going a little bit fuzzy in that moment, as you see all of the doors and the shacks and the moss and the birds regain composure and continue on their normal travel and their normal resting place, you feel a slight kick and you exhale, and Theron, your vision becomes a little bit clearer, now looking through your glasses that are completely spiderwebbed. And you look above you and you see Gerald and Tara standing over, both looking just as exhausted as you feel.
Hey guys. What the fuck just happened?
I was going to ask you that.
I wish I fucking knew, buddy. What the fuck's going on with my tattoos?
You don't know?
No, why would I?
I'd like to insight him.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah.
Roll an insight check. So Theron, you can either roll a deception check or just roll a dice, just if you want to bullshit a little bit of flavor. And
You
just kind
consider
of,
a roll a
yeah, you
die.
just want to roll and you want to kind of fake it. It's up to you.
Insight 24.
Oof.
Doesn't really matter. I was telling the truth.
Yeah.
And I don't know.
Yeah, Theron is as smart as he is, and as
Next shoot, please.
and as keen as he is to
Questionable.
these arcane happenings, he is completely perplexed by what happened. Although you do, as you look down at him and you do lock eyes, you do begin to notice now. You just can't unsee these like dull, like blacky, like midnight blue tattoos that are all winding across his forehead and down his eyes, across his nose, and down onto his neck and on the top of his head, going down. It's a little overwhelming from what you're used to seeing from Theron.
Theron, do you have a piece of parchment?
What are you thinking? Jotting down?
Yeah. See if you know any of them.
Yeah, that's what I was actually going to suggest. See if I can maybe decipher him or get some more information. Maybe. I don't know. Not that I've particularly seen much of these, unless I have in my past and I forgot about them. I don't know. Yeah, here's some parchment.
Theron, as you're reaching like round to your bag and you're kind of getting up to your knees, you kind of look down and you notice just as like a little bit of your shirt is open just between the buttons.
Hey.
Hey. You not only do you see a sexy little smattering of chest hair, but you also look
3
down.
isn't a lot.
Yeah. you also look down and you see more midnight black tattoos just peeking through.
Fuck.
We're not drawing them.
Well, guys, I know you've wanted this for a while.
And as you start
Rayloff!
disrobing, you don't hear any response from Rayloff. You do look out the window of this small home, and you do see him still in that other home with Braum and Pop.
Yeah, Rayloff banged his toe.
Yeah.
Really hard table.
But as you start to disrobe, all of you, including you, Theron, are surprised to see that near every single inch of skin is covered in these weird arcane glyphs and runes and designs that once just appeared on your arms, but now everywhere, all the way down to your toes. It's covered.
Well, guys, I'm not getting fully naked.
But you do need to tell me your person who gives you ink. My God.
While this conversation is going, I'm going to try draw any, whatever the symbols are or graphs or anything.
Roll a dexterity check for me.
Dex.
Well, I would say sleight of hand, but it's not really like you're not trying to
No
do
problem.
anything below the table.
There was Dex. +2. 9.
Nine.
Trash.
You get the basic gist of the shapes. No real like meticulous detail in them, but you get the rough shapes that form on like one side of his face going down and the same on the other side.
If I'm struggling, I'm not going to care. I'm going to trace it on his face.
Get near the window, get near the light.
But no.
But yeah, you're able to trace
Yeah.
you're able to trace the basic shapes that go through.
That's fine. I'll let Gerald keep talking while I'm doing this.
We were going to tell you something, but I don't even know if you need it right now.
Why? What's going on?
So, we may have just met Medalla Bike.
Huh?
He was here, Theron.
How?
Stop
Yes.
moving.
He disguised himself as a goblin. He was disguised as a goblin.
No, 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 no.
Yeah.
Is he dead?
No. He escaped, Theron. But he
How
also
did he
mentioned
escape?
magic. He teleported. There wasn't really much we could do. He was a very slippery person.
Gonna start pacing.
I came close with the sword. Almost chopped his head off.
I'm just following Theron, trying to
Yeah.
catch back up.
I swear to God, I will fuck him up.
We do have some good news. He did say that your sister talks a lot, so she's very
Much
talkative.
alive.
That makes- Very much alive. The slight problem is that he didn't like that. As I'm still drawing.
Thanks for that, Tara.
It's okay. He just says that she talks too much.
I'm gonna hang his beak on the great tree. That's what I'm fucking going to do.
The problem is that he's made a stop to that.
I'll put a stop to him.
Good. Good.
But we need more information, guys. He's about 10 steps ahead of us.
It's true, but I want you to stop making 10 steps so I can finish this off.
Yeah, it's amazing drawing. I wonder what I'll be able to figure out.
Well, I don't know, but neither do I. I don't know what it is.
Right. I'm with the sentiment that we're going to fucking annihilate him. However, we're not traveling as fast with Brom and Papa. I could get us there faster.
What, without them?
We'd have to leave. But that also means Brom has also been messed with as well.
Is this Pike at all again?
We're just going to assume yes.
So, did he just waltz in? He had a little conversation.
Darrow's gonna look kind of embarrassed to be just like... Essentially, I didn't know it was him. So I just tried to make friends.
What, you just missed the beak and the feathers?
He was a fucking goblin, Theron.
And
I
you
could-
trusted a goblin in a weird house?
I'm gonna stop drawing at this point. I'm gonna have him on the shoulder. You can't say anything about what we've done to what you've done to us.
Hey, what have I done recently? Come on.
Look,
Let's backtrack.
Hold on.
You did a
before
job
you-
behind our backs
Yeah.
with the guy that we're currently trying to kill.
Look, I don't want all of this brought up again. We
No,
just need...
General.
Yeah, but at least I knew who he was.
Well, I had my bloody eye, didn't I? I could see, you know, the one that lets me see all that shit?
Yeah.
All the invisible forms and everything? He looked exactly like a goblin.
Huh. Interesting.
So he may be able to just change shape whenever he wants.
Or maybe I ran out of juice. Who knows?
Gerald,
Yes.
do you still have your eye activated?
No, I would have turned it off basically once Pike had left.
Okay.
Right.
Also,
But, yeah, there's no reason for me to have kept it on essentially, though.
yeah. Also, just don't want to break it up. But Gerald, your cam's frozen.
Oh, god damn it.
To be honest, I thought he was just talking in the background. We couldn't actually see.
And now it's just not loading. Can you hear me still?
We can still hear you.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a start. Alright, 2 seconds.
All right.
At least it isn't me for a change.
Yeah. All right. To everyone watching, just give us 1 second. And or are we? No, we're good.
No,
we're
Okay,
back.
doesn't matter. We're good. Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool. Okay.
Unplug.
Sorry for that. I just wanted to make sure that we're all
No.
good for.
Yeah, that's
As cute as your frozen face was, I definitely didn't want that for the entire thing. But just as all of you are arguing,
discussing.
all of you hear, "Oh dear, and all the little piggies struggle."
And I'm going to shoot magic missile straight at wherever the voice is coming from.
Okay, with your past perception, you hear it roughly towards the stairs of the small home.
Yeah, still shoot magic missile.
Do you need a
Oh,
target?
actually, can't be asked for magic missile just because you have to roll a load of little shitty things.
Do you have to see him? That's the thing.
I will use. Well, I can shoot it wherever I want, really. But I'm going to shoot firebolt.
Okay. Roll an attack roll with disadvantage for me.
Uh, 16 and a 10 plus 8.
Okay, so 18. Roll for damage.
Yeah.
Back at you, Kratos.
That's 10. 6 and a 6.
Okay. You hear that voice and you quickly just and you launch a firebolt just behind you towards the stairs, and all of you see just a slight little like shimmer of a form catch in your eyes as the flame latches just on one of the shoulders just before
I'll drop the pen and quill and the parchments, and I'll go around Theron to pull whatever he's just made contact with.
Alright, what are you casting?
I'm using Thorn Whip,
Okay,
so it would come closer to us.
okay.
Seeing that he's actually made contact with something,
Yeah.
it's not just a...
Just as that happens, you see that kind of shimmer begin to like move slightly.
Okay.
And Tara, you reach out and you feel that energy course through you down to your arm, and just as it catches to your hand, you feel that vine just
Go. Fuck trash.
and you hear that voice again. Oh, that wasn't very nice, Theron.
Listen, Pikey baby. What do you actually want out of this? What's your ultimate goal?
Ah, shit.
Let's
He
just
also
let's just cut to the fucking chase.
I know technically he was charmed, so unless he's figured out a way that's removed it, he has to roll to remove the charm. He can roll to remove the charm against me.
Okay.
DC was 17.
He just rolled a 17. Funnily enough.
There you go.
But you hear the voice like just go quiet. It's so much fun watching all of you.
Yes, fun. Nobody cares. What the fuck do you want?
Just to finish what you started.
What I started, I can't even fucking remember. I was a fucking child. I can remember you though, actually. With my dad.
At this point, you see Pike. The shimmer fizzles out, and he's standing just at the doorway now, just near about 10 feet away from you, Theron. What do you remember of me?
Huh. Not much, as it happens. It seems you weren't actually that memorable. You'd think I'd at least remember that big, massive beak of yours. spouting that bullshit that you probably spouted back then.
Overconfidence. And trying to compensate, just like your father. It didn't work out well for him.
So I've heard.
Or your sister. She really, really ran her mouth. But you can't anymore, though. That issue has been sorted.
I know what you're trying to do. You're trying to fucking rile me up. And it's kind of working, I'll be honest.
I know.
I'm just trying to keep it within me, you know? Because I really want to murder you so bad right now.
Why don't you try?
Well, I just hurled something at you, didn't work. Thorn Whip didn't work. And out of interest, you fucking prick, what do these tattoos got to do with that over there? Pointed towards Geralt.
You'll find out soon.
Yeah, find out soon, find out soon. Yeah, you're right, I will fucking find out soon.
He steps a few steps closer to you, Theron, now just standing right in front of you, looking up to you.
I'll ready Fireball.
What makes you think your puny magic is going to work on me?
Who's overconfident now? Even though it's well founded, really.
And he just clicks his fingers. And your firebolt.
Huh. You'll have to teach me that when I kill you.
Whilst he's paying attention to that, could Gerald try and leap and just grapple Pike?
You can try, yeah?
That's very much what he's going to try and do with the distraction.
And while you do that, give me a second.
That's
I'm
a 10.
going to have a look.
You quickly, Gerald, you just lock back onto your back foot and just dart and leap for Pike. And just as you do feel like you're about to make contact with him, just in front of Theron, but you just fly through Pike and hit to the ground.
Oh, you fucker. Now I know how that feels.
Well, that was a good try, at least.
Out of interest, can I cast Otiluke's Resilient Sphere?
Alright, just give me 1 second.
I will.
Okay, yeah, we're all good. Sorry about that, just had to fix the cams. But yeah, you dive through Pike and hit the ground, and you do hear Pike.
Well, that was one attempt.
Not ballsy enough to show yourself twice, are you?
So, this is just an illusion of sorts.
Because he doesn't want to be near us. Is that right?
No, he still might be near us, but this might not be his actual form.
Still, it's not present.
I'm going to
That
set
means he's too much of a chicken.
I'm going to set the house on fire.
Do any of you wish to see if I'm an illusion? Step forward.
Why would we do that, you fucking creepy prick?
And Pike just reaches out a hand towards you, Theron, and just goes to try and touch you. Slowly.
And he finds out that I'm see-through as well.
You want you throw him.
Two can play that game.
You see the hand get closer and closer to you.
And I move backwards.
Oh. Scared of an illusion. But I'm not present.
No, I'm not scared of your illusion. I'm scared of you touching these tattoos. You see, the power within me, I don't know what I'd do to you. I'm a Samaritan.
What about you, girl? You're not afraid. So step forward.
I'm sure afraid is a thought I would have had. No more. But you're not with our time.
Very well. I shall make an example of your friend's sister then. Wouldn't you like to see that, Theron? Your sister's head on a spike at the main gates, waiting for you, so you can finally look into her eyes one more time.
Did you not say already she was dead? Now she's alive?
I silenced
You like
her.
to... You like to change your words. I'm not even just going to look in his general direction, I'm just going to have a conversation towards nothing.
I'm going to
see
see.
if that ravels him up a little.
I'm going to see if I can detect thoughts and detect his general thoughts, surface thoughts. See if I can detect them.
Okay.
Yep.
Detect thoughts, you need a target, correct?
Yeah, I've
No,
got a
because he
target in
can
front
reach
of
out,
me.
can't he? But only if he wants to probe DC. I'd say you read the... Because I've got detect thoughts as well.
Yeah, I
he
can
has
see
to-
a form, but
he has to see the
if it
target.
doesn't work, then I know, don't I?
Yeah.
So-
You kind of try and push your mind into Pikes in this moment, and everything begins to go quiet. And as you push further, just to read the surface thoughts of this target, you just hear...
Ah. Interesting.
Did you get a whole lot of nothing, as per thought? Wow! And then we'll carry on looking away. That wow is just going to look at Pike. And
Oh, he's saying he has no thoughts? Pike's just
He's-
an idiot.
then
No.
I think exactly that.
No,
I
it's
think
more like
he's never had an original thought in his life.
And you just see the Kopara just tilt his head, looking at both Gerald and Tara and you, Theron.
I just start walking out the door.
Just
I'll see you in a man.
Yeah.
as you begin to walk out the door, you just hear Pike, still not moving and still facing towards Gerald and Tara.
It's a shame, Theron. Your sister will
Not
have
listening.
to die now. Oh well.
Yeah. Oh well.
And the visage disappears.
Are you just generally looking around where he was? Are you still around here?
He probably is.
Spying on us?
He probably is. He's probably been spying all along.
Yeah, he probably has because he's such a no. Because no, I'm gonna say because you're pussy. You don't know where we are. You don't know what we're doing. So you decided to sneak around, and you can't do anything because you're pathetic.
You
Ah,
all
terrible.
hear from outside, just across the village. Help!
Okay, we'll go.
And you hurl out and you see Rayloff is holding Pop Pop, who's just out of his chair, flat on the ground. Help! And he just turns Pop Pop over from just onto his back.
Yeah.
And all of you, as you race up, all of you see just his eyes wide open and completely black.
Okay.
And just at that moment, you see, as Pop Pop, you see just and exhales.
Yeah.
You see a small fog of red out of his mouth and just curl up and dissipate.
Well, I'm gonna slide towards Pop Pop. I'm gonna pull out 300 gold worth of diamonds. And come on, Pop Pop. And use Revivify on him.
Okay.
Could I try and restrain Rayloff from back?
Yeah. Just yeah. How would you want to?
I
How
could
do you want to
try.
strain him? Because Rayloff is just like holding around Pop Pop.
So In which case, I'd go to what's it called? Just grab from behind and just try to pull his arms back so that Tara has space to actually do her magic there if she's like gathering stuff.
You begin to hold, and albeit Rayloff is still like tightly around Pop, you do kind of nudge one hand off, allowing enough space for Tara to put her hands onto his chest and go.
Oh, Rayloff. Tara.
Tara, you slam the crystal dust and down into his chest, and you let the spell release.
Yeah.
And in that moment, you don't feel a soul to grab at. You feel a presence of something. But whereas the soul would normally be there for you to pull back in to the physical form, you feel and find nothing. You notice the gem dust just as usually as it's supposed to be used up and just either melt into the skin or dissipate.
Yeah.
You bring your hands up and you see little gem bits on his chest just fall to the side and onto the ground. You look at Rayloff, or Rayloff just looks down at Pop and just gives him a couple slaps on the face.
Yeah, I won't even hold him.
What happened?
We don't know. We just assume this is you.
Why didn't that even work?
Happened?
I'm going to step aside for a bit, but I'm going to get into my meditating stance and go, fuck it. I'm going to pray to any kind of thought of what Taratai could have been, anything related to possibly the lights that could help in any situation. Even though it's not within me, maybe something presence could try to help. I'm going to meditate the whole time, not be away from the current. I say away from the body, about 10 foot away.
Okay. As you kind of just meander to the side and sit down and just like close your eyes and really sink in. Yeah. Theron and Gerald, both of you are just standing over the now sort of like just a still body of Pop with his eyes completely black and his mouth open.
I just fall to my knees, just looking at my tattoos. Wondering.
Did that happen immediately after that shockwave?
No. It only happened just now.
As we were just talking to an illusion of Pike again.
What did you do?
We have done nothing. If anything, we tried to capture Pike.
What did you say to him?
It doesn't matter what we say to him.
He was
playing a sick, perverted game.
He was threatening Theron's sister. He said nothing about this.
And what did you all do? What did you say?
I told you, it doesn't matter what we say.
And Rayloff just grabs you by the scruff, Theron, and just pulls you over to him, just now like over Pop. It matters what you said, because this happens. What did you say to him?
It's more of what he was saying to us.
And he just pushes you against the ground. He pushes like this. And what do? You taunt him? Make threats back? And this is what happens.
You need to calm down.
Oh,
Ralph.
but it's quite alright for him to say he's going to kill my sister. You think that's okay?
No, but when he pushes, you don't push back!
Says you, the big guy who pushes everything. This is what he wants. Stop it. Please.
You all caused this.
We all caused this, including him.
I didn't say anything to him. I didn't push him and make him target my grandfather. Did
know,
I?
But this is what he's like. No matter what we do.
If he doesn't come back when we're done with this, it's your head.
Yeah, I know.
And yours. As he just looks to you, Gerald. I'm gonna get him in the sled. And he just hurls Pop up over his shoulder and just, as loudly as he can, just dragging his feet and stomping across the moss-covered cobblestone towards the sled carriage. And at this point, you see Braum at the doorway, just sheepishly looking out to all of you.
Yeah, I know. Everything's fine.
I'm fine, though.
Oh, goodness. Brom, can you just go to the carriage for a bit, please?
No. Fine. Fine.
That's good.
And he wanders off towards the sled carriage. Terra,
Yeah.
in this time, I want you to roll a religion check with disadvantage for me. Please.
Yeah. Okay, 14 and 12 with religion 2, so 14 is my lowest.
Okay. You, in your mind, you call out and open yourself to what you remember being a light, what you remember being the feeling of Taratai gracing you. And all you can see in your head is that smug Kopara's face looking directly back at you.
What? Oh, sorry, Master.
And as you reach out, trying to find Taratai, or trying to find what you used to have,
Yeah.
you see the face of Pike once again, but you see half of the face just has a different shape to it, but blackened and shadow, and the other half in the light and with that Kopara beak and feathers. And just as you reach out, almost begging, you hear a familiar voice.
That's not going to work. But you can have my blessing instead. What is your choice?
Ooh, interesting.
Still in my meditating state. Mentally, I'm going to respond, but physically, I'm going to try to spit on the floor. Eyes closed still. It's just going to be... like, in response. That's my response.
Very well. I hope you're not cold without the light.
And the face disappears into the shadows.
I'll open my eyes. I'll say, if anything, it burnt it more. I'll get up and I'll walk to everyone else.
You, just as you get up and you wander over, you see Braum is just being sent over to the sled carriage. and you see the carriage itself kind of like just being like knocked about roughly a little bit by Rayloff as he's opening the door and putting Pop in his chair, and really just having like just a little bit of a moment as Braun begins walking over there, and you just see both Gerald and Theron standing there at the same place, just where Pop once laid.
Guys,
Did you try and bring him to life again?
I tried to use, yeah, and then it didn't work.
Does that mean he's technically still alive? He's just
If
comatose?
to be, I thought I saw something escape from him, but there's no guarantee what it could be. It was red. I don't think I've ever, even in my thoughts, seen a red. It could be. But when I tried to speak to see if anything related to the light or territory I could have helped, even with him gone. But Pike came in my head. He says he could. He says he could offer a blessing. But I refused.
I also like to insight Tara, just to make sure that she has
Sure,
refused.
Yeah, not a problem.
Roll an inside check.
That's non-natural 20.
I was speaking the truth.
Yep.
You're rolling these high numbers for
Yeah,
you.
yeah.
Right.
We
For
take
the truth.
Yeah. Make sure it's for damage towards Pike as well.
I may have taken expertise in insight, so that's why I'm guessing that.
Yeah, cool.
Anyway.
That's cool. Yeah, so I think something might be there. I think Pike's trying to cover him up. I think you're right. You might just be experiencing what death could be like to make us, like Theron says, break us. I'm not said, but I know what he meant.
He's a sick fucking bastard. That's what he is.
And we're gonna kill him.
Well, after what he's just done to Brom, and now Pop, I'm not surprised Rayloff's angry at us.
True, but
But he is also going to have to understand. They came here willingly. If they were to be killed by random wildlife, it's not always our fault. And I hope he understands that we'll do everything to save them.
The problem is, Pike's constantly watching us. I don't see how we can do anything without him knowing.
then randomness is probably going to be best. We make the plan last second. We do what we can when we can.
Yeah, maybe. We still need to find out more information about these puppies.
Yeah, but we can do that on the way.
And I was thinking, there is a library in Girolf. Maybe we can find out some information there. Because I know I used to be always around there. I can't even remember what happened.
Well, you think of a plan to get there without Pike possibly knowing.
He's going to always know where we are.
It's true. But if you try to make the best possible route, and we just do it, you just tell us where to go, and we'll follow.
To Girolf.
You had some magic before. It covered our tracks. Does it stop magic?
Just
Who's
Google
that?
Is this pass without a trace?
It is pass without a trace.
Yeah, let me just.
Of course, I know what it is.
Yeah. I thought that was what you meant, and I'm thinking, I don't think mold Earth did that. I think it.
Of
went
course,
backwards.
I know everything.
Yeah.
I know the spell.
By the way, guys, I tried detect thoughts when we were speaking to him, and all I got was this like feedback. Whether that's because I was targeting an illusion, I don't know.
Maybe. He's just a weird guy.
Yeah.
Metwise, he says a creature that receives this bonus leaves behind no tracks or other traces of its passage. It doesn't say anything based on magical. But I believe if we make a step, it won't have imprints.
Yeah.
Yeah. But, yeah. Yeah, he seems to be everywhere, and we don't want him to be. That's why he's gonna die even more.
He's like a worse version of me.
Yeah.
So... just at that moment, just of agreement, you hear the heavy footfalls of Rayloff returning. Hey.
Okay.
I hope you know that we will do whatever we can.
I know.
Get them back.
I'm sorry about before.
No, you're rightfully angry. Just, can we target that anger somewhere else?
Yeah.
Towards a tree? In fact, don't hit the tree.
When we get to Pike,
Yeah, all of it.
I will unleash everything.
Good.
So wait, is this a race to see who can kill him the fastest?
If that's
Oh.
the plan.
I'm taking his head.
Well, if you're taking his head, can you let me scorch it before you rip it off?
Yeah, sure.
Fine.
I'm going to remove his beak. I think that's the good one.
Yeah, I'm definitely going to hang it off the great tree.
Yeah. Well, no, because it has recoverable properties. We want to burn him in ash. And make sure there's nothing of him exists. If we ever have another bag of holding, we'll put him inside the bag of holding, then put the other bag of holding within the other bag of holding. That's
And then
what
put that bag of holding in a different plane of existence.
Exactly.
Right.
So it's gone. Forever.
Okay, enough to talk about murder.
I just want to find out what happened to Pop Pop and what we can do.
Well, there's plenty of valuable stuff in Gulf, right? I'm gesturing to Theron. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it was pretty much the hub of trade around here.
Mhm.
The biggest town around, so yeah.
No one's
Well,
gonna get you down.
if we gathered a few bits of things, some incense, bits of ivory, I could find out more information, or try and find out more specifics.
Yeah, sure, in a minute. I think I've got that on me.
Are we close to any big trees or big bushes?
I haven't
or
really.
anything?
No, not right here. No.
Okay. No worries. I was going to see if I could try and go find some. Well, ivory's better than an incense to find.
Just at that as well, Rayloff just looks at all of you. I'm gonna go check on Pop Pop, then I'm ready to go.
Okay. Well,
Before you
don't
leave,
Hmm.
I've just thought. You've been doing your plant stuff, right?
Some.
Brom drank the tea that Pike made. Then Brom is now doing his weird repeating things. Do you want she should maybe experiment on the tea if there's any left?
I could take some.
but be
That may
careful.
solve one of our problems.
I tried to remove the curse if there was one, and I'll show you my hand. Even metallic. You can see one is obviously more darker than the rest.
I'll be careful. I have a couple jars anyway, so I'll go get some samples if anything is still there.
I was just wondering, maybe it's worth doing an Arcana check just in case he's cast something on it instead of poisoned it.
What's an Arcana check?
Like the innate magic. See if he's used a spell on the tea.
Ah, yes, we've seen Rayloff use all those spells.
Well, if you want to try,
fists.
sure.
Yeah, why not?
And fists aren't bad either.
No. They're a spell.
They're a good spell.
Yeah, touch spell.
And this halberd.
Yeah.
It's
Touch
a great
of
spell.
Face.
Or metal.
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah,
gonna
have
go
you
get
seen
the
me
tea.
when magic goes awry?
And Rayloff just begins to walk over to the small home and in through the door. Just at one point as well, as you also like look to Rayloff and then look back at each other and then at Theron, who's just brandishing his arms.
Mm-hmm.
You just hear behind Theron.
Somehow, you really don't look any cooler.
Why, thank you, says the redhead who sticks out in all the snow.
I'm still cool.
Yeah, I'm not saying
why
you're
did you
not.
help us for the other 2 times that
You didn't need
could
me.
have?
Look
Oh
at,
yeah,
look
we know
at
that, but
you're all capable.
yeah,
Tara, you are the strongest of all of us.
we
So
know.
I just thought that, just leave you to it and let you go on with it.
Sit back and chill.
You don't need little old Red just getting in the way, do you?
Did you see everything that happened with the goblin and the pike?
Nah.
No.
Mm.
Are you saying now because I want to incite her to see if she's just fucking bollocks,
Okay.
saying that she has or
Okay, roll an insight check.
What
for
to see if she isn't pike herself?
not? 23.
Much
Or
higher.
19.
You easily see that she is telling a little bit of porkies and
Okay.
lying a little bit through her teeth.
And she is pike.
Yeah.
5 volts.
I'll go start with 2 though. Can you tell me?
Okay.
What did you see?
Nothing.
You're lying.
I'm not lying.
Tell.
Why would I
Tell
lie?
your face.
I don't lie.
Bollocks!
Fuck you.
How about you just go back in that sled and we'll talk about it later?
I'm only gonna go back in this line because I want to, not because you're telling me to.
That's a lie again.
Fuck you.
And Red just quickly
As she-
turns on a heel
as she
and
walks
just
that
starts
way.
walking away.
I'm
There
going
is
back to the
another
house.
whispers.
you just see Red like fast walk to the carriage.
I'm going back to the house to get the parchments with the symbols and shit on it because I
Cool.
dropped it dinner.
Theron just holds his nose like this and just like, how the hell have we survived this long?
Well, your guess is as good as mine, but I think it's our sheer optimism.
And just at that
Power
moment,
of friendship.
just at that moment, as Braun was like lingering around, he just comes by and swings his arm over your shoulder, Gerald. Just as you say the optimism part, and he just goes, and he just looks at you, Theron. I died.
Yeah, that's true, big guy. Gerald, have you noticed he's speaking more like a Kapara than, like a Kenku than you
Yes,
at this point?
we have established this, and are you even self-aware right now?
I'm fine.
We'll take
Put
that
two-
as a definite yes.
Put two fingers up and swear at terror. Ah, there we go, Gerald. It's just the speech. I think.
I'm fine though.
Well, ish.
Fine.
It'd be helpful, like, expand the vocab.
And you look over and you see Rayloff just looking over at all of you next to the sled as Red gets in. And Braun kind of looks at you, Gerald, and just leans over. No. And he just gives you like a little peck on the cheek. And he goes over to the sled and begins to sort of rouse the younger direwolf pups.
Okay, so
I'm gonna do this.
as we're walking up, I'll go to Theron.
Hey,
So, do you have any ideas what these could be?
how are you out of breath, for one? You don't have breath.
I try to be more human. I
Oh.
like to be like that. So stop picking on me.
Okay. And I'll check the tea. I'll
Yeah.
check the teacup for any
These-
residual
yeah.
magic, if that's okay.
Okay, how are you checking the teacup for residual magic?
We're nowhere near. Smuggly, wiggly, wiggly.
So,
Oh, I thought you-
basically, I want you to tell me what you're doing, and I will give you a roll, as opposed to just
Okay.
saying Arcana check in hopes that you find what you're looking for. You need to tell me what you're doing, so that I can give you a roll.
I just want to see if the liquid inside
Yeah.
has got any magic in it.
Roll investigation check for me.
I thought you were going to say. I can't check.
Yeah.
It's alright, my investigation's alright as well. 11 plus 8.
Okay.
9.
You don't sense, or you're not able to find any kind of magic or arcana or curse or anything that is set in the liquid itself.
Nah, nothing on my end.
Well, maybe we'll have to figure something out. Am I still doing this entire chasm plan, or are we taking it that he's actually prepared something?
I feel like he's probably prepared something. But
Because
is
we
this
are
reverse
pretty-
psychology? Does he want us to not take the chasm?
To be
We're
honest,
pretty-
guys,
Whilst flying.
I think anywhere that we went, he would have had something planned. He wants to make our lives misery as we get closer and closer to it. He might kill us, he might not. Either way, I think he needs me over there. Whether dead or alive, I don't know. Because there's some connection between me, the tattoos, and this magical shit.
Yeah, but
I have an idea actually, but if you would just, in the aspect of if Pike is watching, I don't want to say it.
that's fair.
J-
DM, will we have the what's it map?
Which map, sorry?
World map one.
Absolutely. Yep.
For Geralt, sorry. We
So
don't-
my only question is would you trust me?
Yeah.
What, me?
Yeah, thank you.
I trust you more than Pike.
You see, just as you're all kind of bundling into the sled carriage, you see Tara has pulled out the map of Geralt and the surrounding area, and is just sort of thumbing through. And at this point, Tara, Red kind of leans over, just real quick, just looks over, and she just points right at these runes here,
Okay.
and she just leans in. Why aren't we going there?
We have been told they are the lost tombs of Reroll, and they're a pretty scary place apparently.
What? You scared? Someone chicken? I
mean,
thought you were a
aren't
crow.
scared of it? I'm a much more advanced and civilized crew. Jesus Christ.
Red,
So-
how about?
What?
How about we get to Geralt, kill Beaky, make sure we don't try to kill your clan, and then maybe come back afterwards?
Well, we could do that.
Yeah, why not? I'll give you half the treasure.
That's okay. We'll take what we want.
We'll see.
Just to let you all know, being all honest and everything, I have sent word to my dad, just to let him know what to expect. Okay, cool.
You haven't put it in the form of a bunch of twats are about to show up.
No.
And we should.
I wouldn't do
You've
that.
basically put that stuff into you.
Could I
can't recall
incite her
whether-
to say if she wouldn't do that or not? Because I have a funny feeling that she probably will.
Roll an
Say.
insight check for me. Just as
Yeah.
Red continues.
I don't really know if I, specified you as a bunch of twats or a bunch of cunts.
I will happily
So-
take what I just rolled.
Really,
I rolled an-
I just let him know that we're on our way. And that's it.
I rolled another 19, which makes it another 23.
Oh yeah. What are you trying to discern?
To see if she has actually told her dad, or how I feel like when she says that she's only told her dad like the minimal to say that we're on the way. I have a funny feeling that she's told him more than what she's giving.
You can tell that she's being honest in that she sent word to her father,
Yeah.
but you're kind of catching a glimpse that she isn't telling you the whole
Truth.
amount of what she
Yeah.
said.
Not a problem.
So, really, that's it, He knows we're coming. And, yeah, just thought I'd give him a heads up, because all of you really powerful people were dealing with whatever is happening in those homes. I decided to be productive and write a letter and send it off.
I'm going to go to Red, even though she's nice and close, and making sure everyone is nice and close to me. And in a proper stern
I'll say you all will be fairly close in the sled carriage.
stern ass face. Your name's not really Red. It is.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Uh-huh.
Is it coincidence that every time you're away, stuff goes wrong? Pike knows what we're doing.
I have noticed that.
Whilst it's stopping, can I cast Detect Thoughts? And try and
I
Okay.
And already a firebolt.
have a funny feeling because I think you're lying again.
I don't lie.
Well, I
Anymore.
think you are.
Well, not really. I've
Oh,
just
really? You've been disappearing every time that we're not here.
Well, and when you can clearly handle yourselves, and then, obviously if
I'm
something
gonna
happens...
grab her arm
Then you just... Yeah.
while she's talking.
Okay.
Who
That-
are you really?
I'm Red.
No, you're not.
Gerald, you
Yeah.
detect thoughts and just the surface. You hear,
Oh, fuck.
Mm,
I'm in
I
so
probe
much
deeper
trouble.
on top of that.
you
Zero
probe
none.
deeper.
A wisdom saving throw.
Okay.
That one's 16.
She rolls a 15.
Oh, she fails then.
You delve deeper, and you see glimpses of the sled carriage in your immediate view.
Yeah.
Gerald, focus on the letter.
You see Red hiding behind the sled carriage. You hear familiar shouts and noises from either home of either side of the small village. You see Rayloff run across the village from one part of the cul-de-sac to the other in the distance. But close up to this sled carriage, you see your eyesight just shift to the right a little bit, and just next to Red, you see the form of Midala Pike whispering into her ear. You see a terrified, petrified, scared face on Red, tears welling up as this Kopara whispers into her ear with a slight grin across his beak. And then, as he stands up and pulls his mouth away from her ear, he slowly vanishes. And you just see the form of Red just holding herself and clutching as she's like nearly in the fetal position behind the carriage. And just as your vision begins to fade to black, you just begin to see Red. And just tears streaming down as your vision pulls away. And you immediately see with Tyra just gripping onto Red's arm.
Listen, I've just let my dad know that we're on our way, that's it.
You finally found out how bad Pike is, haven't you?
I want you to be as honest as possible.
Which won't be that honest.
Will you let go?
Yeah, I will let go, but my insight is going to be definitely on her. I am literally like,
Okay,
you're not coming out, or you do anything wrong, I'm going to want to know.
Alright.
I've still got a firebolt ready just in case.
Alright.
But no, I will let go.
She can tell everything. I'd like to give Bardic Inspiration to Tara with that.
Okay.
Saying that she can see everything.
You feel like just like that, so like just that little inspiration side you just...
Oh!
Is that the noise?
Yeah.
Oh. Because the meals are cold breeze.
You see Red as soon as you like overarm kind of crumple into herself.
Yeah.
It's nothing, we're just... I just let my dad know. That's all.
Is it really nothing?
Your thoughts betray you more, Red. This happened on the ship. It's happening again now.
Fine. He's made me tell him what we're planning. I didn't want to.
That's why he was so damn cocky.
I swear. Please. I didn't want to tell him anything.
But you did. And I went inside. I didn't want to tell him anything.
It's okay.
Could I inside
Yeah,
that part?
roll inside.
Yeah. I can't fuck it up again. But it's 19 again.
Fuck off.
So
Loaded
23.
die. Okay.
Literally.
Alright.
Yeah, just enough so it doesn't feel conspicuous about
Yeah.
it being 20s.
Yeah.
23.
You look into her eyes, and even as she shuffles like her gaze away from you, like, ashamed.
Kind of like,
and you follow,
yeah.
and you see tears welling up in her eyes, and you see and hear nothing but honesty.
If that's how I feel, I'll try to take away some of it to you.
Listen. He said that if I didn't tell them, he was going to kill my dad. And then, after all of you were done fighting him,
Go on.
he was going to put you, Tara, on a rack and just make me watch you stretch until you break. And I didn't mean to tell him. I didn't want to break. I was just really scared.
Can I tell you something?
Yeah.
We're scared too.
I'm really sorry.
It's
I'm
okay.
fucking terrified.
We all are.
I don't wish to make this any worse. But remember on the ship where you told you it was a piece of work? No matter what the outcome is, unless we completely stop him, he was going to murder your dad anyway. And your clan. And is not going to stop.
But why would he have promised all of us all that gold?
Because he.
Because
If
it's
you're
what
not
he
going
does.
to provide, if you're going to remove them, they can't come after you.
Let's put it this way: he doesn't like any loose ends that lead to him.
The first encounter we had with him, he paid us in sand. Theron knows this very well.
Were you,
I know.
Were you all really that stupid?
Yeah, pretty
Well,
much.
Get paid in sand?
I was that stupid. I did another job behind these guys' back for him.
Exactly. He's the stupidest of all of us.
Well,
Well, yeah.
Well,
yeah.
why have you had a hard time trusting me when, I mean, he's worked with him. He's worked for him.
I still hate him.
I believe people are all in the same boat of this. That he's correcting himself.
yeah, it gets even better. He's from my fucking past, and I didn't even know. He was
Crazy.
probably laughing at me all this time.
He's probably still laughing at you now, Theron.
Shut the fuck up.
You hear Braun just at that point. I died.
Yeah, he died.
Really?
Really? But the thing is that we're still here,
Yeah.
all of us, even though everything's bad's happened, and we're still alive. Just weirdly enough. So when we get to Europe, we'll try to save your dad and your clan and everyone. But you need.
Thank you.
But you need to stop doing what you're doing for Pag. And I'm gonna grab a hand, like.
Yeah. And as soon as you grab her hand, she
Yeah.
immediately just starts blushing.
Yeah, don't care. You need to promise us. Because one slip, and we won't be able to trust you again.
Yeah.
Okay?
Okay. Alright. I promise I'll stop right now.
Good.
I want to be with all of you. I'm really sorry that I told him a couple things.
So what
Yeah.
precisely did you say?
I told him that we're going to try across the chasm and, well, just murder him dead.
Oh, that's a fair enough.
That was a plan.
Well, it still is, to be fair. And I've told him to his face anyway, so it's not like you've given much away.
Yeah. But he does know that we're going to go across the chasm. So, I feel like we're going to have to change that plan.
No, Tara. We're running straight into that trap, but going to the chasm.
Okay.
You know what? I totally agree.
Reverse it on him. Yeah. He
To
thinks we're going
the trap
go
chasm.
around. Okay.
To the trap chasm.
To the trap chasm.
That
That was
sounds
good.
like something completely different.
And I'm gonna go to Bromwell or whoever's whipping the walls.
The sled
Yeah, yeah.
driver.
Alright,
Yeah. To the trap chasm.
To the
Oh,
trap
Trap
chasm.
Yeah.
Oh, dear.
yeah.
Could Gerald come out and take, assuming no one's using Pop-Pop's sled, could I transport Pop-Pop's sled?
Well, no one's using Pop-Pop's direwolf.
Direwolf then.
Oof.
Can I take the direwolf? Ride the direwolf.
Oof.
Roll an animal handling check for me.
Oh, hold on. Let's see if this works. That is... What the fuck's animal handling? +5. 17.
Nice, okay. You begin to edge yourself closer and closer to the large wolf, and its shoulders are taller than you.
Yeah.
As it just like snaps toward you.
Hey. I know I don't smell of the weed, but Julie, I smell friendly, right?
and he like lowers one shoulder and his head towards you and like nuzzles against you for a second, feeling your feathers. And you just hear the smallest like.
I'm just gonna look a bit. And there's too much for boy. I'll go with boy.
And you say that, and instantly the wolf.
Go. Sorry. Good.
And lowers the shoulder for you.
Yeah. I will hop up. We're gonna keep with the sled, okay?
And she begins to march forward as the sled driver just finishes. Trap chasm.
Oh dear.
And all of these, the younger direwolf pups just begin to. And all begin to head. You feel that lurch of the trail, or of the carriage, as your journey begins to get going. I'll say with Gerald on the direwolf, would you like to make a survival check for me? And we'll see just how long it takes for you to get to the precipice.
To where, sorry?
Precipice.
The trap chasm.
That's what I wanted.
Yeah.
9.
9. Okay. What should have been should be a short trip. You end up taking a few lefts and rights around some small sets of trees and foliage. And Gerald, you kind of catch yourself a couple times trying to look out for the horizon and trying to look out for where that ground may dip or vanish. I'd say after a solid hour and a half.
Oh, out of interest, Ian.
Yes.
I'll have my owl sort of up above scouting
Mm-hmm. Okay.
as we're going.
All right. I'll say then, in about an hour's time, as Theron, you wait for about an hour, and then you feel as you get to that time, you think it's taken a lot longer to get there than we thought, based on where it is on the map, and you walk out and look into your owl, who is just and gliding above you. And using his eyes, you begin to shout out directions out to Gerald and the sled driver, and you both begin to turn towards the right direction. So only another 20 minutes or so after that.
During this ride as well,
Yeah.
I will drink 2 of my vials.
Okay.
During that.
Yep. Does anyone want to do anything for the rough hour and a half that you have in the sled? You notice that Rayloff is kind of like looking at the jars of tea and uncorking them to smell, and sort of like dips some like very thin parchment in, and kind of watches it turns to like a dark yellow to a bright purple, and then like a dark blue. You just begin seeing him sort of like more or less like test the tea for whatever he's trying to find.
How long's short rest?
Short rest is an hour.
I will take a short rest.
Okay.
I'll
I-
take some hit dice as well.
I will continually walk
Okay.
just to see any dangers that are going to maybe come up.
All right. Just as you, your owl eyes begin to look down, and you find that the incredible just crack in the earth begins to reveal itself through the sort of dense fog that's set around it. You all, you all feel the sled begin to slow down. As Gerald, you also slow down on the direwolf, and in a few moments, as you come to a stop, you all look out and you see the frozen precipice. You look across a deathly silent chasm of nothingness. The ice-cold air and fog now begins to swirl around you and swirl together and over itself, filling this entire canyon with thick white fog, almost like waves of an ocean below, making it completely impossible to see the bottom or just how far the crevice descends. You do look out to the horizon, and with a couple of your very good passive perceptions,
you can estimate that the shortest distance between you and the other edge is roughly about 8 miles. And you all just stand in awe of this huge scar of Yilduheim, not knowing when or how it appeared. But you look to the right and the left and you see endlessly this chasm stretches across the continent. And you all begin to look across that swirling wave-like fog that slowly mists up out of the chasm. And none of you know exactly just what is below, or what may be lurking in the fog. But just as you stop and begin to decide what to do from here, we are going to take a quick break. We are going to continue this in just a little bit. For everyone watching, we hope you've enjoyed it so far. I think we can safely say that we've had a fun time with all the mindfuckery and everything involved. But yeah, we're going to take a short break to go to the toilet, or go use the bathroom, or get some snackies. So if you need to, please go do the same, and we will see you back in just a short while. And welcome back. So, as we come back, the Companions of Fate conversing with Pike once more, or an illusion or projection of Pike, mocking a little bit, and finding the consequence of which was a very stern threat to Theron's sister, and also to find Pop Pop lifeless and blank. Yet, after an outburst from Rayloff, and then to find understanding with all of you, you all got Pop Pop in the sled, Gerald hopping up on the direwolf, and just before you left, had some revelations that Red had actually been coerced or forced to share certain information as regards to what you are planning to head to Geralt. However, you all set off, heading for the frozen precipice or the trap chasm, and you all find that lurching stop of the sled, and all of your eyes as you get out meet this scar across the land with fog rising out of it, and the air around you is just silent, and you feel not really much of anything around you, but you just feel almost an innate presence around you, like someone's whisper trying to push into your mind, but not trying to focus on any words. And you all just feel this weird aura this close to the chasm.
Right then, companions, I gotta stay on the direwolf for all of this, so be in front of the door as they'll come out. Everybody else, so I can tell you the plan.
Here we go.
And you all head out the sled carriage and stand facing Gerald, who is astride his new adult direwolf.
So, Pike is expecting us to cross straight over this and somehow get to that teeny tiny dot over there. Well, we're gonna completely disappoint him, as I just want to throw us down and deep over that way, as I point just off down across from into the chasm and down to the right immediately. Same. Absolute batshit crazy, but at least we don't have to worry too much.
It's true. Apart from, can you not see the fog?
Don't we really have to worry about what's down there?
I'm worrying what's going to hit us when we go across. I think whatever's down there is much friendlier.
I think we'll agree to disagree.
Right.
Well, either way, we'll find out soon enough.
We said we wanted a plan that Pike would not expect. He ain't gonna expect that.
Let's fuck it. Let's do it. Okay.
Right.
Are we gonna get it all in one trip though, everyone?
Well,
Not to
I kind of
worry.
hope so. Because my idea is, I summon that giant dragon from before, everyone piles in a carriage, it grabs that, we all go down. We sort of glide at a... I don't want to say drop, but we drop. And it saves us from dying immediately.
Theron, when we were falling ages ago with, you know, when Rayloff just survived, but his bones were basically broken?
Yeah, I remember that.
Can that go to everything?
What do you mean? The spell?
Yeah.
I think I can do about 5 fallen creatures within a 60-foot radius, perhaps.
Is there any way to get more of us?
Give me 2 seconds actually, just for if I can read this metagame wise.
It
Sorry,
doesn't.
Yes,
doesn't say I can.
I can do more people as well.
Okay,
Save for 4.
we could possibly do that if And
when
then
we
at
get
least-
closer.
Yeah, and then worst case scenario, we don't crash and burn to our deaths. Or maybe not real loss. But
Yes, we know he'll live.
yeah,
The rest of us mortals will have to deal with falling.
being mortals.
And what about Pop-Pops?
Well, he'd be one of those creatures that you will carry. If worst case scenario.
I'll carry Pop.
Okay.
So, what we're doing, what are we, jumping down?
No, you're gonna get inside that carriage. My giant dragon. I've only got an hour, so I'm not summoning it now. Grab the entire carriage, lift it up, including the wolves, and we're just going to jump off, and it's going to slow our descent enough that we don't die immediately upon landing.
So when we get to where we land, how do we get up to the top?
We don't go to the top. We're gonna travel through the chasm and cut through the mountains.
Okay.
That way we avoid the ruins, and we avoid crossing the chasm directly.
Okay. And you just hear Red.
That sounds fucking crazy.
And that's why it'll work. Don't say otherwise.
I'm interested. Let's do it.
Right.
Let's do it before we change our mind.
No time to waste, because I am absolutely shattered still, and I want to rest after this.
Come on, let's go. Let's do it.
Alright. So, all of you bundle in to the carriage. The wolves kind of all crumpling together slightly towards the carriage. And
I wonder if can we coerce the wolves on top of the carriage?
I will happily try to help.
okay, roll an animal handling with advantage or one roll.
I will
each.
use rations as well to try and do this.
You know what? Let's. If we're going to go bullshit to the wall, I'm going to turn into a direwolf,
Okay.
and then I can talk to them as a direwolf.
Okay.
Let me just quickly grab its stats.
0 for everything.
Yeah, shit. I'm sure there it is. God, I'm so fucking cool.
Yeah.
I'm gonna turn into a slightly larger version, so it looks like if they were to guess, and obviously I'll be more metallic than them, being completely metallic. If they looked upon me, they would see me as probably more of an alpha figure,
Okay.
as more of
You
a
are
leader.
the matriarch.
Yeah.
Yeah,
okay.
yeah.
So you.
Even though they've just seen me change,
Yeah.
I am their alpha.
So you put both your hands on the floor and just shape change in
Yeah.
as soon, and you feel, and the sort of like the what would be a fur coat is just full of like almost I guess like metal shavings to make the fur
Yeah. Yeah. Like,
of this
like
woven
I was always
form.
like a cat, but with the drum. Yeah, dial.
And you find yourself in this form. Are you addressing the young direwolves or the other adults?
I will, knowing which ones the adults and which ones aren't, I will probably aim towards the adults. But obviously, I'll be talking to all of them.
Okay.
I'm just gonna try to tell them to follow.
Okay.
And I'll.
And in your mind through the wolf speak, you hear the adult the adult female wolf that Gerald was just on top of. You see her sort of eyes lock with yours, and through the wolf speak, you just hear her say,
Play. We're going to play. We like to play.
Shut up, there's a ball on the top.
Ball.
and you begin to hear the young lass,
Ball. Play. I like to play. Play.
and they all begin like scurrying up on top of the sled carriage, and the adult looks at you.
Play. Food.
I'm gonna jump on.
Food.
Alright.
I'm gonna tap on the tap on to see if they can try to jump up.
And the other direwolf jumps up as the others like kind of scurry up, and you find the sled carriage from the inside. The top, the wood is like bowing slightly with the amount of weight on top of all the small direwolves and the now 2 adult direwolves.
I'll be doing the typical just go around in a circle and then sit.
Okay. Yeah, you.
Yeah, to make them all sit.
And all of them just. And they all sit down.
I
I'll
will
turn to
throw
Gerald
up
then.
my 3 sets of rations up there for them to eat, essentially.
You immediately, as you launch them up, you immediately see all of them go into a frenzy. And just like tearing rations from the others' mouths and.
Right, Tara, keep him there. And let's hope this works. And I am going to use the necklace. Just give it a quick kiss before activating summon Draconic Spirit. As I summon a large, but obviously smaller form of Eidolon, to then go up, grab the carriage, and we are going to jump off and fly down the thing. I'll sit on its back.
The illusionary dragon, almost reminiscing of you riding Eidolon, as it swoops down.
In more ways than one.
And with its large talons, just gently cups the carriage with everyone inside, and you feel like a weird like shake around just as the dragon picks the carriage up with all of the dogs on top.
Yeah.
And it begins to just and gliding downwards into the
If
chasm.
any of the other direwolves start to move, I'm gonna bark at them or growl at them to like get back in line.
Yeah, you see a couple just like looking over the edge. And just being put back in place.
Yeah.
Gerald, while you're atop the illusionary, the Eidolon dragon, are you keeping an eye on where you're headed into the fog?
Yes, 'cause I only have to concentrate and just give it instructions, so I've instructed it to fly, basically coast down. Oh, for fuck's sake.
Okay.
Sorry, even I saw that drop then. Coast down as down and right, so as far and as sort of low as we can get. So I almost want, I'll put it, I would try and command it first to go dropping faster, and then as soon as I start to see more of our ground, I'll have it pan out a bit more so that we can get more distance covered.
Okay, Gerald.
And I'll have my owl sort of above the fog, just following me.
In that case, then.
Yeah, it's that sort of,
Okay. Yeah, I'll just get the map up so everyone can see. So you're looking to head down along that route on that blue line. Yes?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right.
Don't know where we'll end up, but that's my plan.
Okay. I want, as Gerald, as you're like looking down through the precipice, as you begin to get closer and closer to the fog, and Theron, as you're walking out and letting your owl just coast above and look down and just like keeping a track of what's going on and where you're heading, I want Theron and Gerald to make wisdom saving throws for me.
Wonderful.
Oh, natural 20.
Nice.
Plus whatever me wisdom modifier is.
Well, I got a 5, so I'll use my inspiration.
Okay.
Plus 3.
All right.
16.
So 23 and 16. Okay, awesome. So for both of you, either through your owl eyes or your own looking through to the precipice, you both feel like a slight pull and a haze in your mind, and your vision begins to go a little bit blurry before you kind of just pull yourself out of that state, and you are completely immune to that effect until the next day.
As I feel this going on, I would like to bring out let's go for bring out the violin, and we're going to do a very weird rendition of Free Falling as we
Okay.
go down. It's like, 'cause I'm free, free falling. And using that is the... Where is the bloody thing? Sorry, it's on here somewhere. There we go. At 6th level, you gain the ability to use musical notes or words of power to disrupt mind-influencing effects, and it starts a performance that gives people advantage on any saving throws for that.
Okay. All right. Awesome. I'll keep that in mind. So as Gerald, you begin to play on the violin and sing along with the melody of your own sort of slower rendition of Free Falling, as the entire carriage and the dragon just continues to dip lower and lower. Can one of you, I don't mind who, one of you roll a percentile for me, please?
After you've Matt, go for it.
Which one's the percentile one?
A D100 and a D10.
Yeah, 2 d10s.
Or 2 D10s.
Yeah. However
Or
you
just
want
get
to do it.
Yeah.
Ching-boom!
No one likes that.
Yeah.
Everyone likes that.
Everyone loses that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why it stays here
Yeah.
all the time. Always placed on 100.
78.
Okay.
I have a little thing that I roll it in so it doesn't roll off.
Good. 78. You, as you're heading down, you feel a couple scrapes on the carriage. And inside you feel it shake from left to right before you steady out again. And Gerald, you kind of like hear the sound and you look back down and you kind of just veer the dragon just slightly away from the wall.
Not paying attention to the extra drop I've
No.
got going on.
And you continue to descend. Is anyone doing anything else right now while you're descending into this dense fog?
I'll,
Just making sure the direwolves are okay and keeping them in track.
All right.
Maybe
Tara.
howling occasionally to Gerald's tune.
All right. I'll say just as you get to the chorus and Tara, you and the wolves give just a cry of "Arrgh!" Just howling up to Gerald. And
and I'll unwarg.
okay, you unwarg and Tara, just as you're looking at the wolves and making sure you do catch a peripheral of the fog below. I want you to roll a wisdom saving throw for me as well, please.
Can do.
Does he get the advantage with that? Or
With
is he-
advantage, yeah.
Yum. Okay. Didn't need the advantage, but still, wisdom with as a wolf +1, 17.
17. Okay, nice. You feel that haze and vision, but with your wolf-like mind, you instantly think of food and play and keeping your cubs safe, and you snap out
Might
of
have
it.
a little growl
Yeah,
coming out.
and you're completely fine for now. But with the percentile roll and the route you've taken, in about about 12 minutes of full descent before leveling off and still gliding down, but at a much flatter rate. Another 35 minutes or so go by, and Gerald, at that point, you just barely begin to see what may be a surface below you. Still,
Okay.
incredibly dense fog around you. You can barely make out 10 feet away from you. But with the flapping of the dragon's wings and coasting, it does disperse the fog just slightly. But a couple flaps as you get closer to the ground. Gerald, you see just in the corners of your eye, just along some of the ridges and corners of this chasm, you see small green eyes looking up at you with serpent-like slits.
just behind the fog before the fog quickly covers over everything again as the wings stop flapping.
As we're still going down, I've got to commit, essentially. Gerald knows he's got to commit to this. So I go to keep coming down, and nearing my last sort of 10 minutes of this hour that I've got going down, I'd like to drag against get the wheels of the carriage for Luke to see if it's like a solid surface or if it's just powdered snow completely, and then just slightly like come into it and then slow down and actually come to a stop, like hopefully a few minutes before it ends.
Okay. You begin to grind the carriage slightly across the ground, and as you get close enough, you're with the flapping of the wings as the dragon does slow down slightly. The fog being pushed away, and you see the ground beneath, and it's not snow covered. There's no ice. It's blank, hard rock.
Oh shit!
And you begin to land, and you feel that scrape of the carriage just across the stonework, and you do come to a gentle stop. Yet the fog just rolls in again.
Can I see anything at all?
What are you trying to look for?
Just any threat?
I would like to also, as my direwolf, see if I can hear or smell anything particular while we're down here.
Okay, so Theron, roll a perception check with disadvantage, and Tara, because you're using keen senses, roll a perception check. Just flat for me.
No problem.
A 15 and a 13 plus 7.
Perception.
Okay.
Perception would be with wisdom. Wisdom is +1. 16 from the direwolf.
Okay. Both of you, you don't see anything, but your ears prick up.
Oh, mini sonars.
And,
Theorons do that too.
yeah. And you begin to dial in, and over your shoulders, to the far corners of this chasm, you hear just a cacophony of whispers. You just hear.
Guys, we're not alone. We're not fucking alone.
I'll start to growl and look that way. Seeing if
And-
any other direwolves start to growl also.
As you do, you just squint your eyes through the fog, and with there barely being much light, you're only able to see just one single green eye in the fog looking at you. No bigger than your fist.
Is it within 60 feet of me?
I'd say at this distance, it's probably more like 80 or so away from you.
Okay.
But then you see another and another, looking to get as they appear, they almost begin to appear closer and closer to you. You see another.
If they appear within 60 feet of me, I will try to use telepathy.
All right, and all of you, as you look that way, just as the dragon stops with the carriage below it, you see 10, 20, 40, 60 eyes all open up amidst this rolling sea of fog. And Theron, you attempt to use telepathy.
I don't even know what to say. I'll just like,
I'm bullshitting.
hey guys, we come in peace. We mean you no harm.
Roll a persuasion or deception check.
which I'm probably not good at with either. No, no. Shit. What was it? Persuasion or
deception? Your choice. Whatever you're trying to do.
7 plus 1.
I'm gonna bark really loud and use my inspiration on Theron to reroll that.
Okay. So re-roll that, Theron.
It'll be.
13 plus 1. 13
Okay.
plus 1.
Okay.
We take those.
You all immediately feel the ground below you. And Theron, in your head, just after you use telepathy, you hear some of those whispers. Just leave, go away. And then all of you hear this booming, like almost graveled voice. And you feel the whole chasm begin to shake and shift. What are you doing?
We intend to go. We're going to gear off now.
As far as I'm going. Alright, get the walls down. We need to get this carriage moving.
All of you feel a larger of like part of the chasm. Almost some of the wall has just dislodged itself, and as a huge boulder just is moved like over all of you in the moment. Again, the fog covering most of you. You all see this boulder just begin to just crack. And as it cracks, you begin to see spaces begin to emerge, and stone, like boulder fingers, begin to just unfurl out of the boulder. And then you notice the size.
I'm gonna use my mouth to like grab the neck of the dire wolves, the younger ones, and start throwing them down. And then when they're all down, I'll jump down and try to put more on over the necks.
All of you hear a large, again, just thud. I want everyone to make a Constitution saving throw for me.
Can do.
During this part, I'll have jumped
another one of
down
my favourite rolls.
Like, quickly hook up the wolves so that we can get moving.
Okay.
Better.
11 plus 2.
19 for me as Direwolf.
18 for myself.
Okay.
Go on.
Alright, so all of you just managed to stay on your feet through this complete tremor that shakes the ground. You hear some of the wolves instantly begin to whimper. And
I'll start like growling at them, but in more of a like trying to inspire them to be like, it's okay.
Roll a persuasion check for me.
Yeah.
And the rest of you see another like part of the chasm wall dislodge, and you see this almost about 120 feet long arm of stone begin to shape and crack, and bits fall off, shaping that body even more with each movement as it slams down on the ground again.
With a -2, it's a 16.
Nice. Okay, you begin to bolster the wolves and the cubs to get them to move.
Yeah.
I'll try with telepathy once more.
Whilst he's doing that, I would like to command the dragon to sort of fly off in the opposite direction to see if it distracts him on the last few minutes.
You hear or see the dragon. And as it begins to fly, Theron, you want to use telepathy?
We're going to leave. Don't worry.
Roll a persuasion check or deception with disadvantage now. Also,
I had a 19 and a 5
okay.
plus 1. Yeah, no worries.
All right, Gerald, your illusionary dragon, does it have health?
It does have health. It has stats and everything.
Okay. All right. All right. Does a 18 hit?
It does not.
It's not. Okay. You see the dragon begin to coast up out of the fog, and just as it does, you see one of those large boulder-like hands that have just formed the fingers, and the hand itself easily is about the same size as, honestly, about the same size as the dragon itself. As you see this entire large 100+ foot arm swing up, and Theron, you hear, "Leave my home," and it swings and misses the small target, but it's going to just try again to grab.
Yeah. The AC is 19.
Okay.
And as
Okay.
that's happening, I'm going to try get the reins on the wolves. And that.
Okay, yeah, you sit next to the sled driver, or you sit on where the wolves are settling, because just as the sled driver is already in the carriage waiting for all of you, and you begin to whip, and just at that, Gerald does a 26 hit.
Yes, definitely.
I just want to, I know it's not mine,
Yeah.
but on Rayloft's behalf, I feel like his inspiration would be used at this moment.
It's an illusion. It's designed. It's distracting them.
Okay, no worries, that's
Alright.
fine. We'll take it.
So it hits the large rock titan begins to hurl its hand over it and just connecting with the dragon. Give me 1 second. I just need to roll stuffs.
20, the 20s. Obviously, while this is all happening, once we've got all the die walls on, we're going to be fucking going the opposite direction.
I will be mounting the large one as well.
Okay.
Yeah, and I'll try to, if there's any kind of range going forwards, I'll kind of grab them in my maw, and I'll try to help run as well.
Okay.
Out of
As a
interest,
roll-off
where is this thing? Is it in front of us where we're going, or is it behind us?
It's behind you. So as you're trying to get
okay.
away, it is rising almost.
Mm.
Okay, in that moment, Gerald, your illusionary dragon takes 270 points of damage, of
It
bludgeoning
has
damage.
50 HP.
What?
It takes 4 times its HP damage.
As you see the hand hit, the hand and the arm slow, but as it collides with the dragon, slamming its hand into the wall, into the other side of the chasm itself, with a large as the chasm shakes. I want all of you to make another Constitution saving throw as the chasm shakes, and your illusionary dragon just puffs away into nothing.
18 on mine.
Okay, 21.
Nice. I'll roll for real.
Yes.
Okay, that sounded positive.
It wasn't.
17 plus 2.
Okay.
Hey.
Everyone again succeeds.
Yay.
And no one falls prone or to their feet.
Distraction's over, guys. Though. Go.
Just as the hand just releases, you begin to hear a rock slide as the rocks begin to.
Nice, let's go.
All right,
Let's
I
go.
want
We're
everyone.
already going.
I want everyone
We're
to
already-
roll athletics if you're running,
Yeah.
and if not, I want you to roll dex checks, just to see how quickly you can maneuver through any small rocks that may just hurl past you, or try and catch at your feet or the wheels of the carriage.
I'm fucking loving these 19s.
This is like Theron's worst roll.
Don't worry. I
Thing.
join you in the fact that it's not what I want to be rolling, but that's fine. 13 for myself.
Okay.
Oh, 19 plus 1 for dexterity. Yes.
Nice. Okay.
22.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Okay. And then,
We take those.
all right. Both Rayloff and Gerald, both of you just get hit by an errant small boulder that collides into you, and you take 12 points of bludgeoning damage.
Okay.
Just a small tad.
And you fall prone onto the ground.
Oh shit.
As both of you begin to struggle getting up, the large rock titan begins to lumber up, and almost you can tell now as it brings both large arms and hands onto each side of the chasm, almost like a humanoid laying in the bath. It begins to just pull
Oh, we
itself
could have
up,
used that as a bridge.
and you just hear, "Leave my home."
And I'll use telepathy and go, "We are going."
And it like grabs just an edge and snapping off like chalk of the chasm as it rises up its large arm and just is going to hurl this, again, I'd say almost building-sized boulder at all of you. So I want everyone to make a dexterity saving throw.
In a minute, let me just have a look, see if I could use Dronal Shift, or is it just we've got to move out the way?
Really,
It's a saving throw, so you can force somebody to reroll.
You force someone to reroll, but there's no attack roll. It's just more get out the way.
Yeah.
Okay.
In the midst of having been knocked down, could I use the whole tumbly fool to try and flip myself back up, get back onto the wolf as fast as humanly possible during this, or am I still doing the next?
I'll say roll an acrobatics check right now with disadvantage, just to see how quickly you can pull yourself up in this panic.
11 and a 10 plus acrobatics, 15.
15. Okay, you're able to hop up, and just as you're getting on the wolf, you hear that large.
Yeah. Now making the dex save.
Yeah. So make dex save just flat.
Dex saves.
Rayloff is the only one who has to make it with disadvantage because he's still prone.
Okay. Dex plus 2. I rolled an 18 as
Okay.
my die up.
So is he also not in the carriage during this part?
Just one through the window.
Because everyone except me and Tara essentially were in the carriage, weren't they? Because the wolves were all on
Ignore
top.
me. Yes. Okay. Ignore me for Rayloff's part, but for you guys. So Rayloff is in the carriage and is pretty much down to Theron. So
As per you.
I rolled a 10.
I rolled an 18.
14 plus 1.
what did you roll, Tara?
18. As my die up.
Tara was the only one to succeed. To be able to dart into like small crevice of the rock slide coming down and the large boulder coming over, just to duck and get really low enough to not get hit by the boulder. The rest of you, I'll say
200 damage.
I'll say the carriage itself, if it gets bashed, I'm just going to say that just for the sake of it, the damage is going to go onto the members in there.
Okay.
Uh, 4,000 damage.
Okay. Everyone who failed is going to take 24 points of bludgeoning damage.
Oh, that's not too bad.
No.
It is for me.
I'm unconscious. But I said I wanted a rest.
Okay.
I wanted a rest.
Okay. Holy shit. All right.
I've got 21
So
left.
as the boulder, it slams against the carriage, catching you, Theron, and catching the carriage. Terra,
Yeah.
you kind of look down into the sled carriage,
Yeah.
and Rayloff is okay, but you see Rayloff holding on to a now unconscious Red.
Okay.
Braum is still there and looking around and like holding
Saying
on
how he
and
died
like
already.
like keeping his leg over Pop of the body of Pop to keep him steady.
Yeah.
However, you look to the left, and just as the sled continues to like move very slowly forward before getting its grounds with the wolves,
Yeah.
you see Gerald get just smashed in the back by the boulder, and as the boulder continues to roll away, you see Gerald lying unconscious against the rock slide that is just coming to its end.
Okay, I'm going to let go of the helping of the other direwolves, and I'm going to leap over the smaller ones, the smaller direwolves, and go back to get Gerald.
Okay, I want you to make a either acrobatics or athletics check. Your choice.
They're both strengths, aren't they? So.
And as this is happening, I'm going to try and get to front and help with the reins and try
Okay,
and
yeah.
get it
All
going.
right, roll an animal handling check for me as you whip the wolves in. And Gerald, I'll ask you one in a minute.
I'll fucking take it. I'm not even joking. It probably is loaded. It is.
It's
It's
19.
again.
Fuck me. Okay, so
that's 22.
So loaded die. You're not allowed to use. Which one are you using?
My druid one. Do you want me to switch?
No. Don't worry. No, keep it. Keep it.
I want to live.
And so you straight away and leap off
Yeah,
of the carriage,
gotta
and you
dash and
dart, and you're easily able to get onto his hide and his feathers and his garb as you grab and you start dragging. Gerald, I want you to make one death saving throw for me, please, as Terra grabs the scruff of your neck.
That's a 3.
14 plus 3.
Okay, so it's one failure on Gerald.
If I can try to pull him round so he gets onto my back,
Mm-hmm.
my aim is to get him onto the carriage,
Okay,
or get us onto the carriage.
all right. And what was your animal handling, Theron?
14 plus 3.
17. Okay, cool. Yeah, the wolves, with being as scared as they are and ready to go, your one whip, they just tug straight ahead, and the large direwolf itself as well hops off and goes back to you, Terra. And you notice, like, as it gets to you, it kind of just like skids on its paws before like leveling off with you, just opening its maw, grabbing one of Gerald's ankles and like pulling up, and so Gerald lands on your back
Yeah.
before
It's
it
gonna be-
looks at you. And all of you continue making it. Someone other than Theron, I want to roll a percentile for me.
I'll use my D100.
Okay.
Also,
Yeah.
that dice that's been rolling 19s, give it a little crown at the end of the session.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we
well
will
done,
do.
mate.
We'll have to give that dice a level up.
Watch it so fast now. 1.
85.
85. Okay. The large stone titan hasn't regained enough energy to hurl another boulder just now, and you see it it goes to grab at something before the wall just crumbles, and you see now part of its torso from one shoulder to the other. It's about 600 feet wide,
Yeah.
as the large form slams into one of the chasm walls and begins to slip down slightly before gaining its composure. I want all of you to make a athletics or acrobatics check again, except for Gerald. So Theron and Terra, you roll for me. I just want to see how quickly we're making it out.
I didn't get.
I
19
accidentally
this
caused a
time.
TPK, guys. I am sorry. I did not expect this.
17 from me.
17.
19 plus, is it dexterity?
Yeah.
Plus 1.
Well, acrobatics or athletics, your choice.
Oh, it doesn't matter. Both the same.
Okay. All right. So 18 in total.
No, 19 plus 1.
Oh, 19 plus 1. Okay, cool. Awesome. Okay, Tara, you feel yourself slipping slightly behind a little bit with the added
Okay.
weight of Gerald.
Yeah.
But there's no landslide right now. There's no quakes. There's no boulders being hurled. Both of you begin to make distance, and you are able to. You see just one more dash about 80 feet away. You see the small little like exit like ramp that leads slowly up the chasm, coming close to you, and you are just going and going and going, and you are nearly there. Gerald, I want you to make another death saving throw for me, please.
Natural 20.
No!
Yum!
Fucking A.
Lovely.
Alright, Gerald, just in that moment as you feel
Take
your
that against the
life
ground.
gently slipping away and slipping, you... and your eyes shoot open and you draw a heavy breath in, and you feel your body just smashing against this fur hide as you open your eyes and look to where you are, and you are on the ground, or you're looking to the ground past the large muscular shoulders of the metallic direwolf, and you are hurling through the sort of remnants of the landslide and hearing that large thunderous gravel chill of the Titan behind you, and all of you are just bucking it. Can Gerald, because you have not, can you roll a percentile for me, please, for this last chunk?
Knowing that Gerald on my back has gained kind of consciousness, I can feel him moving around that isn't from me moving him. I'm gonna to see if I can try to make the direwolves move faster, but more that's a confirmation in my head. I can full on dash now.
Okay, all right. So
Try
roll
and catch up with the pack.
in that moment. Roll either animal handling or persuasion with advantage. Your choice.
Okay, no worries.
Gerald.
39.
Okay. You all begin to hear. And you see just often, like as your heads turn slightly to that voice, you see another part of the chasm just being torn away, and the arm reaching up high into the sky, and another large boulder about the size of probably Pop's small home,
Wonderful.
hurling down at you all. So, Tara, let's see
14.
what the roll is. 14.
14.
Okay. As you're dashing, and you hear all of the other wolves, including the one next to you, and all begin to just buck ass. And all of you trail even faster. I want Theron, Tara, and Gerald to make a... Actually, no, Gerald, you're on Tara, so right now it will be up to Tara. I want Tara and Theron, both of you, to make dexterity saving throws with advantage.
Oof.
Because you are booking it for this last stretch as the boulder is hurling through the air.
Well, that was lucky, because I rolled a 1, and then an 18.
Nice.
I was
Okay.
going to say, it wasn't a 19, it was an 18 also. With a +2, non-natural 20.
You both succeed. You hurl out of the way as just behind you, just as you get to the up ramp, just off to your left hand side on your left shoulder, you just catch up to the ramp, and as your last paws or feet just cross up onto this ramp out of this line of the scar of the chasm, you hear that boulder slam behind you, just 20 feet behind, and begin to roll further down the chasm as you take the offshoot, and you all continue to buck up this very steep but grippable, I guess, offshoot ramp going up the chasm and kind of cutting into the surface itself, so you have a bit more grip going up.
I'd like to meekly, as best as I could, cast Minor Illusion to create the biggest sort of rock face that would cover where we're going. Well, you know, where we've gone, essentially.
All right.
As best as I can from there.
Okay. You cast that illusion behind you, and
And I'll aid him as well with my minor illusion.
okay.
Yeah.
You both.
Any random
Yeah.
falling rocks.
you both cast and begin to aid each other in creating this huge illusion of the chasm face that has probably not been there for decades, but is now back there. And all of you here, just as that boulder just finds a stopping point further in the chasm and in the score, just you hear some of the rock crumbling behind you still, but then it begins to get quiet, and just as the landslide begins to stop fully and the movement and the earthquakes and tremors begin to stop, you hear that voice just scream out, "Don't stay out!" As you look back and you see like the large head, the head itself from chin to the top of it, to the crown of its head, is about 80 feet easy. Just looking over before it begins to sink back down into its like bathtub of stone. And you hear that very slow, and as it hits, the entire earth around you begins to tremor and shake. All of you roll Constitution saving throws for me again, please.
Well,
15 plus 1. Oh, 2. 2 with
Okay.
Constitution.
And Tara?
Natural 20.
Nice. What's that total?
Loaded dice.
Yeah, loaded.
22 with the dial.
Loaded con.
Cunt!
Okay, everyone. So Theon and Gerald, you both fail. You take for the
does
tremor.
Gerald get any benefit from being still on me?
I'll say at this point no, because it's about his ability to stay stalwart on your back through the
Of course.
tremor. But both of you, just from that
Just
tremor,
that I try.
you take 17 points of bludgeoning damage.
you feel a collapse on your back again, Tara.
And Gerald, you just slam down onto Tara's wolven back, and
I've only got 4 HP left.
Theron, you feel as it quakes, you feel that unnatural like weird shake and just like jolts to your spine and your ribs. You just hear just a couple just cracks in your body, and you just cough up just a little bit of blood as you look over and you see Tara now carrying the unconscious Gerald as you and you whip one more time, and all of you begin to make it up. And just as you reach the top, finding ground level again, Gerald, I want you to roll a death saving throw for me, please.
2.
It's one failure. As all of you reach to the top, and you take a deep breath and
I would,
exhale,
but my ribs hurt.
and you find just like some boulders in your way right now, and you can just barely squeeze through with everyone. Is there anything anyone wants to do right now?
I want to revert back to Terraform when I'll kind of like go down to shimmy Gerald off my back, revert back, and then I'm going to heal Gerald.
Okay. All right.
I'll use
just to see.
Glutton's Fork.
Okay, just to see how close we can make it. Just as you get Gerald down onto the ground, and as you're shape changing back before healing him, Gerald, roll one more death save for me.
Of course, if I roll a 1, I stab you.
Yeah.
No, 11. We're all good.
Thank fuck. Not kidding. I was kind of bluffing myself, so I'm glad you didn't get one. Okay, cool. So that's 2 failures, but Tara, you
One
reverse.
success, you mean?
Oh, sorry, one success. Yeah, ignore me.
Yeah,
11.
11.
Ignore me. So yeah, one failure, one success, and Terry, you
Stick
just
a
plant your
healing word
hands.
on you.
Yeah. Okay. And roll that heal for me.
I will. I'm just going to do it at first level for now, just so we can get out.
Yeah.
3 plus 4, 7.
7
Nice.
points of healing to you, Gerald.
Excellent.
You okay?
Did we live?
You lived.
Told you it will work.
How's Rayloff?
And you just hear from the slide carriage, "I'm fine. She isn't."
I'll dart back in.
And you notice that Rayloff has kind of like bandaged some of Red's torso and stabilized her.
Okay. I'll put another healing word into her as well.
All right, roll for it.
And I'll just, as I'm
6.
driving, I'll just use Glutton's foot to pick up a piece of rubble and.
Yeah, just as you're going, you just lean down and just scoop up some rock and just crunch it.
Delicious.
And it, honestly, as soon as you eat it, it feels like almost like a little sponge cake. As you,
And as I'm riding, all you hear is.
And just at that point, you see Red's eyes. Fuck. That fucking sucks. Let's not.
What? You lived?
Let's not fucking do that again.
Welcome to the club, Red.
Come here, sweet nectar, as Gerald's going to be, whilst lying down, uncorking a vial and is going to be drinking that. Give himself 6 more
Roll for that
healing.
Is that a healing potion, Gerald?
It is for me.
And just at that moment, as you all regain your senses and the carriage continues past the large boulders, finding level ground and next to a small mountainside to your left shoulder, you immediately see, standing over you,
Ah. Go on.
about
No.
100 or
Access
so,
denied.
100 or so feet away,
No.
you see the large, colossal, imposing city walls
Oh,
of
that's
Giroth,
okay.
looking down upon you, knowing that your destination is a stone's throw away.
Ha! Funny, aren't you?
While we're nice and close, I'm going to make sure everyone's close enough, and I'm going to cast Aura Vitality. It targets one person, but it's 2d6, and I'm going to just bounce it to people.
Okay.
I think I'm okay at this point, so I will take one, but the last one, I'll give, because it's there for a minute, so 10 rounds of it. 1 for me, 3 to Gerald, 3 to Theron, and I will put. Do I know if Rayloff looks bad at all, or Braum?
He's going to be alright.
Yeah, Rayloff doesn't look too bad, and Braum is a little bit more stalwart right now than he was before.
I'll put 2 into Red and 1 into Braum.
Okay.
I will do him first, so it's easy. I'm sorry, Rome, you get 2.
Listen, two's better than nothing.
7, 10. Red gets 11.
Nice. Okay. She's pretty much getting end up to topping off.
I will just quickly do me. 8. 8 heal. Very nice. Okay, let's do Gerald first. So it's 66. 5, 4, 9, 11, 17, 18, 21 HP. Gerald gains.
Nice.
You're on. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. Close.
Loaded.
31. The last one was
Hey.
a 6. Everything else
Wow.
was 5s.
That's incredible.
That
Best
uses
aura of vitality you've ever done.
literally ever done.
Yeah.
And I just go, whoa. Ah, I feel fucking great.
Yeah, you're fucking better.
Red.
Nice one, Tara.
Red instantly comes out of the carriage and just gives you a big hug, Tara. Thank you.
It's okay. I told you.
So, who's up for going
Let's
back
go.
and saying hi to that giant?
No.
I'll fucking cut you.
That's fair.
And so will I, and I don't even have a knife.
I'll get this rock.
Just as well as you feel that energy pulse into you and your wounds begin to heal. Theron,
Uh-oh.
you look to the large walls about 80 feet or so, 80 to 100 feet or so away from you. And you can see some frozen humanoids dotted along the walls. But what catches your eye mostly, you see 6 large spikes atop, just above the main gates. And you see on each spike, respectively, you see,
Okay, dead people.
no, you
Oh.
see a left leg, a right leg, a left arm, a right arm, a torso, and a head, all separated and severed on individual spikes.
Have we come to a stop yet?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I'll walk and get me a owl to have a closer look at the head, see if it's anyone I recognise.
Okay. As all of you move closer, you find yourselves approaching the boundary of Geralf. These large walls and gates all looking down upon you, almost warding you away with their size and structure. And Theron, you look atop the main gate, just 80 feet or so up. You see these 6 spikes, and on each of these spikes is one of those body parts, all assembling this humanoid shape with the torso in the middle, the arms where they should be, and the legs, but parted away on different spikes. You look up to see the head, and you see the dark brown curly hair fluttering against the face, against the pale slim jaw,
You bastard.
and the
Go on.
light blue eyes. And it is very easy to see Olivia. Completely
Motherfucker.
dismembered and put almost on display. And as well, you see atop the walkways of these large walls multiple glass-encased figures in steel and bronze armor, with furred pauldrons and cloaks, before a large pulse of light and sound begins to blast within, shaking the ground underfoot and ringing in your heads. You see just a column of light shoot up into the air from the clock tower, and as it sinks back down, and one final shockwave hits. I want everyone
to make a Constitution saving throw for me, please.
I'm glad I'm not as my direwolf anymore.
No, not for
Oh.
20 for me.
17,
14 plus 1. Oh, Constitution.
26.
2,
Nice.
14, 16.
Okay. Gerald,
Mm-hmm.
what did you get?
No, not just 20.
No, not
Sorry.
right. Okay.
Oh, okay.
No, everyone was talking. Okay, so everyone succeeds. You all manage to stay standing, and all of you only take 6 points of psychic damage.
6.
6. However,
Rayloff takes. Oh, no.
Rayloff succeeds as well, so he takes 6. I just rolled. But as you all regain your composure, all of you look up to the walls again. You don't see any figures standing there anymore, just a barren and lonely wall. The only thing you see is that corpse, that cadaver, just severed and dissected and splayed out. But, well, all of you see barren walls. All of you except Theron. Theron, you
Yeah.
look to the top of the walls and you notice those classy figures that were once standing there in armor.
Well,
Familiar to you.
I'm still walked out at the moment, flying over.
Okay. I'll say just in that moment though, just before you walk, as you're looking atop,
Yeah.
you see those figures that were once frozen and wearing armor akin to what you remember of the guards of Geralf.
Yeah.
But now, while everyone else, you don't see anything. Theron, you see those figures still standing there, frozen in place, yet now featureless. Just like the previous husks you had encountered, void of any features, no familiarity to anyone or anything you may have known or will ever know.
So let me get this straight. They looked frozen before, and now they look like crystalline husks.
Yes.
Like, what do you mean by frozen? Frozen as in ice frozen, or frozen as in time
Frozen in time. And after that second
You're famous.
shockwave, or after that last shockwave just now, you see all of these frozen figures turn into those glassy husks, featureless, just barely humanoid. Whereas the rest of you, you see those guard figures have just disappeared entirely. But you all look up and you see decorated above the main gate is that severed, dissected cadaver. Theron, you said you were going to walk out.
Yeah, I'll unwalk now. Come back. Guys.
Hmm?
There's my sister on the wall. Her head. Fuck. I'm going to splay his insides open. I swear to God. Any God.
Are you 100% sure it could be another illusion?
I don't really care at this point. I'm going to kill him either way.
Well, yeah. Gerald is right, it could be another illusion.
Well, either way, I guess we'll find out.
You can actually actively look if something is an illusion or not, is that right?
If you're close enough, you can make an investigation check.
But from this far... Okay. I'll get a rock and I'll attempt to throw it at him. I'll say sorry to Theron first.
This is a very ballsy fucking move.
Not aim for the face or anything. Just to say, I'm just gonna check if it's real because I can't see it from here.
Okay.
I'm going to try to throw
Roll.
anywhere below the head.
Okay, roll a just roll a d20 and add your dex mod.
Okay. 17. Dex
he's-
is plus 2. 19. How
okay.
funny.
Yeah, it's weird. He's 19, so
Whoa.
con.
Go on.
As you and you see it hit one of the feet, and the foot just like snaps before the rock.
I sort
I'm sorry.
I sort of go with a firebolt, and then I just stop it. I'm just like,
I thought it
Right.
was an evil illusion. It's definitely not. So
yeah, I
sorry.
gathered, Terra. I fucking gathered. Let's just get on with this, shall we? Do we need a rest somewhere, or are we going
We should
straight in?
rest before we enter the city.
Okay, well, let's look for somewhere to camp out
we can
and keep an
do
eye.
these, can't we? Is this looking around? Does it seem safe enough? Like out of keen eyes, or does it?
It
like-
seems around you. It seems you are completely out in the open.
Oh, okay.
There's no.
Does anywhere look like it could be?
Roll a
close,
perception
so-
check for me.
Yeah. It's not 19. It is a 15 though.
All right. Terry, you begin to look around and you look at the walls and you see past it, you see that slim, sleek clock tower sticking out. But the one thing that is ever present and even, I'd say, even larger than this clock tower is this
It's Theron's ego.
enormous- I mean, Theron's ego. But this incredible, this colossal oaken tree. They're just shadows and umbrellas near enough the entire city from where its central point is.
Yeah.
However, you look around away from the city and you begin to just try and find anywhere that looks hospitable. Unfortunately, the leadership and the townsfolk and guards of Geralf made sure that their city was a stronghold and they had all advantage against the surrounding area. You find no dips in the ground, no big boulders. It's almost too perfectly flattened of hard rock and dirt, with the snow thick, and the snow, by the way, now coming up to roughly about the middle of your shins as a medium creature.
I am going to rub my hands together, feel cry inside, and I'm going to use my spell, Mold Earth, to keep digging 5 foot's worth and putting it out. 5 foot's worth. Putting it out,
Okay,
to make it kind of like a trench.
Yeah, as you begin to and just almost like just full on like earth bending to make this trench. Rayloff taps you on the shoulder. Tara.
Yeah.
I can give us a dome. I can give us
Let me
somewhere that
finish
we can.
this.
Okay, but my
Oh,
thing
we
is
got somewhere
safer.
out.
Will we be hidden, Raylov?
Would we?
Okay, can we do the dome in the trench then?
Absolutely.
Continue.
And
Yeah, I
you
made
begin
that
to
small
mold earth.
stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, you continue.
No, but I agree with Ray Loss' decision.
I'd like to keep an eye out to see if anything is watching us from the walls that I can spot.
Okay, roll a perception check for me, please.
Okay. 27.
Where the fuck did that number come from?
Yeah.
Being the
Well,
bard.
Just 2 plus 12, 15.
Okay, so you. That's a really fucking high roll. So you look atop the walls, the walkways on the walls. You see no one. You notice a slight snowfall And atop the walls, you notice in places the snowfall almost stops, as if it's hitting something. But you don't see what it's hitting. You then look up to the large tree that Theron has mentioned, and you look to the clock tower, and with the 27, I say your eagle eyes just narrow in, and you see on a small balcony atop the clock tower, you see a small hooded figure, just not sure of what kind of creature it is, but you see a dark cloaked hooded figure standing at the balcony, resting their elbows on the railing and looking around, and then stopping in your direction. Not sure as to whether its eyes met yours, but you notice the head just stops facing in your direction.
Hurry up, Thorin. I don't like it.
And I'll quickly have a look at my tattoos. Are they still not glowing or anything?
They're not glowing, but they are still just as apparent. They're still covering your palms, your neck, your head, everywhere. But they're not glowing right now. You do notice one thing, Theron, as you take your glasses off and you rub your nose and your eyes, and then you put them back on. You notice something strange as you look at your glasses. They're perfect. Mended and pristine.
Huh. Interesting. Most interesting.
And
Gone back in time.
just at that, as Terra finishes the trench and Rayloff begins the small ritual inside the trench, and the small dome begins to just and encase all of you to give you a hospitable, warm area to rest for a short while, sitting just on the front doorstep to your destination that you have travelled across all of Valdur to find. Sitting just outside of Girolf and whatever lies inside. And that is where we're going to end tonight's episode and continue on next week and pick up from there. That was something. That was intense.
Where the hell did you pull a elemental titan thing from? Jesus Christ.
You know what, not kidding. I was skeptical to actually say the damage when it hit the dragon. Yeah. Because I didn't want to completely scare you guys off, but at the same time I kind of wanted to let you know it means fucking business.
You can't fight it.
Yeah. Or to get the fuck away as quick as possible.
Yeah. But it would have been cool climbing up it to try and kill it.
Yeah.
And then dying.
I do want to say, no.
You can say it level 3 times.
No. I was going to be really generous just now and offer an inspiration point or two, but I've given a few out lately, so I'll hold it off from there. I think everyone did fucking amazing still.
I've still got mine. I haven't used it from the other.
Well, yeah, there you go. So you're fine. I mean, even if I gave you another one, it just overwrites the one you've got, so you don't get two. Stacking. But I'm so fucking excited for next week. To everyone watching, thank you very much for sticking around. We hope that you've enjoyed as much as we have. And we very much look forward to seeing you again next week. But with all that said and done, thank you very much for watching. It was a lot of fun, and we'll see you again next time.